Thanks for noticing.
I
It's really cool. I mean, it's been my ambition, because I love these books so much, not to screw them up. Yeah. She wrote something because she did it. Suzanne pulled that off, and it was really hard. What she threaded the needle. Threaded the needle.
Yes.
The needle. Yes, threaded the needle. And I always knew it would be much harder once you got to the dimensionality of film. What she'd done was already really hard. But then when you start to visualize it, very easy to step over the line.
And not just visualize it, but you really made, with your team, you made the worlds immersive. And you made the audience feel inclusive. We weren't a spectator. And I think that's particularly true with this one. Because this one, I noticed a distinct visual shift, almost a chapterization from Katniss's viewpoint that we haven't seen before. We've seen her motivated by love, motivated by vengeance, manipulated, but now we actually see, the camera shot here, the camera shot here, and the vision and Joe's lighting is reflective of that. How long did it take, and how much preparation have you done with Frances, with Joe, to establish and get that design right so that you do have that bandwidth that follows through with the story and the character growth?
Well, I really give the credit on that to Frances and Yo. I think that, from the beginning, Frances had a great love and appreciation of these books. But also a very strong point of view about what he wanted us to see and not to see. And I think that that's very much in evidence in this movie. There's as many great choices of what he wants to show you as what he chooses not to show you. And he is he's just such a confident filmmaker. And, as a producer, I feel like, your job is to put people in a position to do their best work. And so, yes, we are partners and we are in it together, but I trust him to kind of set the stage in that way because he could do it far better than I ever could. And visually, he just has been pitch perfect from the start. From the start. I think what I find that I love about this installment is also just seeing, like you were talking about, but I love seeing Katniss sort of writing her own script as a character, because every other movie she's reacting to the script that's been written for her. It's the first time that she has to take control of the narrative. And I think that the way visually that they support that is really riveting. I mean, but the sense of scale and scope and grandeur, and yet you're still very much rooted in, I guess what you would call the cost of being a hero. To me, that is part of the great privilege of producing these movies, is that I have been given these incredible female characters. And then, again, like I say, my job was just to do right by them and not to screw it up. And in the case of someone like Effie, once we realized what I love about Effie is how much she humanizes the Capitol in a way. It's very easy. Obviously, you don't generally like the folks from the Capitol, and they're our enemy in the stories, and they're the villain, and they're villainized, and yet there's her experience firsthand of getting to know Peeta and Katniss, and of becoming acquainted with the humanity of the oppressed, basically, it brings a perspective to, let's say, what it's like to be part of the ruling class in a way that would be very easy to be dismissive of. And so when we saw how much depth and soul and heart Effie brought to the telling of the stories, we figured out a way to have her much more in certainly the first of the two Mockingjays. In the second one, her role is more specifically what it was from the book. It kind of returns back to the book, whereas we digress more from the book in the first one.
It's cut down on that fashion budget. Darn.
I know, exactly. It was so fun getting to do all those Effie outfits. So with those characters, they're just, yes, they're multidimensional characters. None of them are defined by their romantic lives. Not one of them is, what each one of them faces is something that a person of any gender could face. And yet each one of them faces it in sort of a uniquely feminine way, but with femininity being broadly defined, not narrowly defined. And that's something to have gotten a chance to do that. If you're me and you care about those things as much as I do, and then to be given the characters and then the actors, I mean, doesn't really get much luckier than that.
When you finally put everything down, the press is done, the movie's out, will you miss the Hunger Games and Katniss?
Oh my God, yes, of course. I mean, to have, the sense of purpose for one, and say feeling like you've been entrusted with these books, and there's that. But then the shared experience of going through this with these incredibly passionate legions of fans, and to know that the thing that you're working on, that you're obsessed with, that you love, is obsessed over and loved by people who truly love about it what you do, and who are, and I think we have truly extraordinary fans, so deeply connected to these characters and to this story, and to be able to have that experience of having an incredibly, really supportive fan base. A lot of people have haters. We don't, we have this great, passionate, supportive fan base. That experience of sort of getting to go on this journey and getting to do it with them, of course, how could you not miss that? And this cast, who are so wonderful, we'll always be friends. There'll never be another Hunger Games. It's needle in a haystack. It's an extraordinary opportunity of a lifetime.